Good afternoon, everybody. It's Gwen with Crafty Lady Designs. Welcome to my channel. I have a new flip through today. I finished this junk journal. I've been working on it for a while, and I finally completed it today, and I really, really like it. It's a hollow spine Nick the Booksmith's project. I have taken all of her classes, and I absolutely love them. The book measures 6 by 8.5. It's 8.5 long, 6 inches wide. It's a hardcover. It has a 2 1/4, approximately 2 1/4, 2.5 inch spine. This is fabric, painted fabric, that is the spine. Tim Holtz paper that covers it. Now I covered it with Tim's paper, and then I went over it with um, a matte finish, but it has a little bit of shine, but it has a finish over the rest of it. I've got it secured with sari silk. It's a brown, looks greenish brown, but it is a chocolate brown sari silk tie. Now, I'm not real sold on the closure, quite frankly, but it does need one. But I did not want to put grommets in it. And when we get inside, I think you'll understand. There are 5 signatures, and it is attached with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So let's get inside. And it is a chunky monkey. I'm not, and this is just to secure it. It is not fastened. I love the paper. Um, I covered the book cover with cardstock. I think I got it at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. It's the brown paper type cardstock, and then I put on Tim Holtz's designer paper. I forget which one it's from, and I apologize. And then now this has got the indentation from next classes, like so, and then it has the round curved spine with the little fuzzies on the end, on both ends, and there again it has 5 signatures, and it is a chunky monkey. So let's turn around this way. Let's get inside. So when you open it up, I also did the end papers. I did the end papers like in a boughten book. I put in the signatures on a fake spine and then secured the spine to the book. Then I did my end papers on the front and on the back. So the end papers are like a boughten book. Oh, there's a little thing in here. And they run all the way through. Now I also made a little pocket here in the front, and in the pocket I've got a little card that I made. This is one of my punches that I had. This is Tim Holtz's new little stamp set with the little bugs and whatever. I put the book page on it with the stamp. This is just an Edith Holden book page that I put on a piece of cardstock, and then I zigzagged stitch around it. This is a tag that I made. Now I have a serger. If you don't know what a serger is, it uses 4 spools of thread. It's an interlocking stitch. And it cuts along the side, trims the seam, and overlocks the stitch at the same time. I sewed for years. I sewed for years professionally, and et cetera, et cetera. I've had this serger. I got a new one about 10 years ago, and I haven't used it because I quit sewing. Well, when I got back into sewing with the books, I thought, I wonder if the serger would sew the paper. And it does. And so I really like the look of it as well. Now you can only use it on certain things, certain ways, on edgings, etc. So I'll show you throughout. I made a paper or a muslin tag, and this is another Edith Holden book. And no, I downloaded this. I think I downloaded this for Mrs. Clog, and it said in the garden, and with the download, and I cut that off and put it on there. So these are the tags that go in the front pocket. And this was inspired by Wendy's journal adventure. She made these, and I watched all of her little demos and tutorials as well. All, and there again, this is the end paper. All of the signatures, and there are 5, are enclosed in Tim Holtz paper collection. They are the well, they're cardstock. This is a clip that I made. I think I've shown these before. These were inspired on the internet, YouTube as well, and I do forget what it was. I'll try to add that, and they just there we go. They just sit there. Okay. I still gotta get used to this new setup. Okay, and then here is just I've left a lot of blank pages, but I've also did a lot of stenciling. Here's a stencil, Tim Holtz stencil. This is, of course, lace that I sewed on. You could use as a little tuck spot. This is lace I got at Hobby Lobby. This is a journal page, a real journal page that I bought off online. Now, this tag is not tag, this pocket is a guest check that I altered. There again, I used the serger sewing around the edge of it, and I just taped on some things. Now, this is a piece of muslin that I serged along the edge of it, and then I glued it down. I don't know. And then I glued it down. I did some stenciling along here. I have a stamp that somebody had online, I don't know, a month or so ago. And I think it was like, oh gosh, I can't think of her name. And it has different sayings. This says the best is yet to come, and it has other sayings. So I stamped this all on a coffee dyed paper, and then I tear it out. And there again, that was inspired by Wendy because she typed hers out on a typewriter and then would tear them out and use them. Well, I don't have a typewriter. I could do it on my computer and print them out. But the upshot is I just used the stamp, did a whole page of them, and then when I want to use it. This is just a tag that I made and coffee stained with some sari silk that fits down in the guest check. Oops. I have been making memorabilia. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't have any of these guest checks. I still have them. Okay, let's turn the page. This is an old catalog page that I got, and then I printed it off, copied it off, and on the back I just have some lines for some sewing. Blank page. No, this is a ledger page. This is just a blank page with Martha Stewart punches on it. This is a lined page. It's from the stamp that I made with a corrugated box lid. Tore it all off to make this. This is a book page. This is a piece of fabric, and it's kind of a little tuck spot. I was gifted this. I bought some stuff online a long time ago, and this was gifted to me, and I'm about to run, and I absolutely love it, and I would like to remember where I got it. But I just zigzagged this on the machine along the edge. You could use it as a text spot. This is another a bill type, ledger type piece. Of course, I did a lot of blank paper. This is the center of our signature, and here I have gotten I used the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. This is just the center. You could staple this together, make a pocket, and hide these. I didn't. I just left them like so. You could write on these pages. As I say, I left a lot of blank pages. This is another part of that receipt or bill, which is original. I bought these at an antique shop. This is the other side of the book. We're going back now. This is just blank. This is the other side of the Martha Stewart punch that I used. This is a ledger piece, and I took a piece of coffee dyed paper. I stamped it with the rose, and then I stapled it with my brass staples. I ordered these brass staples. It's Mike from, Mike, what's Mike? Dietrich, I think. No, that's a appraiser I used to know. Mike from England, London, whatever. He I watch all of his programs, and he was using these brass staples, and I ordered them, and they're just standard size staples, but they're brass opposed to the silver, which I like. This is just a little tag that I made out of some scraps of material, and it was kind of loose in here, so I just secured it with a little Tim Holtz mini paper clip. This is just some crochet thread that I use. You could write on the back. This is the back part of the catalog. This is a pocket. I made a pocket for each signature. So there are 5. Let's see what I say. Make each day a story worth telling. I use stamps on here. Now this is just a tag that I got from Denise's shop. It's a layaway tag, and I think she copy dyed it. So I've got that in here. Now I made a ton of these. They're so much fun. These are, you know, when you go to have lunch and they have these, I don't know what you call them. Well, they're coasters. Yeah, they're coasters. And they're paper, cardboard, whatever they are, coasters. Well, I have a ton of it. So what I did, I took the coasters and I covered them with paper. I covered the back with coffee dyed paper, and then I covered the front with Tim Holtz paper. And then this is fabric, and this is lace. And then on here, I put one of Timmy's thankful little the words. And then down here's just a little piece I had on my counter or my desk. So, but they're great inserts, and they're great and you can write on the back of it because that's coffee dyed paper. So that's down in the pocket. Now we go along. This is just lined paper. I run the back side of this ledger through my computer upside down and put the lined paper on the back because it was white, and then you could write on that. And then there again, here is plain paper. This is a digital stamp that I have, and this is the end of the first signature. This is the beginning of the second signature, and this is Tim's paper as well. I have a little tab on the side with a garment clip with a little stone type gem on the side. You open it up, and then there again, here is another digital stamp. Digital stamp, and it says, difficult roads often lead to better. Oh, I got to turn it around. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. The author was unknown. So this was a digital quote. This is going to be full. There again with the lace, you could use as a tuck spot. Here's another ledger page. All of my signatures are virtually the same. They're not embellished all the same, other than I did add a pocket to each signature. They're not all embellished the same, but the layout is the same. If I have 5 signatures, I'll start with this, this, this 5 times. This, so it just helps me correlate them better and get them. There's Martha's punch, and there again. Now this I made, and this again was enticed by Wendy, of Wendy's picture. And now I did a little different. She made a pocket. She made a pocket, and she put a little a pocket, and she put a little notebook type pages up here. I didn't. I left it as a fold out where you could journal and write and do whatever. And then I added the this is the string, and this is the button. It's like a button and string closure on a policy envelope, and then on the bottom I just added a little bead. But this was inspired by Wendy. And then I got I put book paper. This is Tim Holtz's paper. Put book paper on it, and then I put some cheesecloth, and then some additional embellishment. You turn the page. Ooh, you turn the page. There again is more of the catalog. This is another piece of the trim. Uh, it, it's a wide weave type fabric. I don't know what it is, but I really like it. This is another book page. This is another Martha Stewart. This is another bill. And this is another pocket. And it says just flying by to say hi. Now I made a mistake. I didn't do all my stamping before I sewed down the signatures, and you must, because then you get a better stamp. I did stamp my pockets before I put them down, but I didn't on this. And some of my, but it's okay. It's a journal. It's handmade, and that's what we do. Here we have the center again of our second signature. Now see here, for example, that didn't stamp real well. Here is a stamp for journaling. This is the bill, the other part of the statement. Here's the other part of the Martha Stewart. Here's the part of the book cover. Now, this is another guest check, and I used my sewing machine for this. I just did a real close zigzag stitch. Here, this says time to have fun. This, I just did a zigzag stitch down the middle of that fabric. This is Sari Silk. This is a round, kind of like Wendy's round spots, but it's a little different. This is a tag that I made with a really small grommet with some crochet thread, because this is a side pocket, side loading pocket. And then this is just a postcard. I got these postcards, and you could write on the back. I got those postcards at Hobby Lobby. Okay, turn the page, blank page. There's the back side, and of course you could write on the back side of the catalog page. This is blank. This is a pocket. I stapled this as well with the staple, and it's a tuck spot that you could put something in. I don't have anything in it, but it could be put in. This is the other Martha Stewart punch. Blank page. This is a digital download. Bird. I just gotten into them. Now here we have another tab with a grommet with a little heart, and on the back it says love. That's the beginning. I'm sorry. This is the end of our second signature. This is the beginning of our third signature with the tab. And Tim Holtz again. Here we have another digital quote. It says, "Nothing can dim the light. Nothing can dim the light that shines from within. May Girlie." Oh, my nose itches. I couldn't say her name right, and I apologize. Of course, we have another lace tuck. We have another bill. Blank page. On the back, we have a Martha Stewart catalog. These catalogs are fantastic. A blank page, book page. We have another, which says virtually these are all the same. There's another statement, monthly statement. Here's a Martha Stewart punch. Plain paper. Here's the center of our third signature. Same. This is Tim Holtz's paper. They quit making it, and I have some left. I bought everything I could buy, and if you've watched my other videos, you've heard me talk about this. It has a funny texture, and it's described on the package as glassine. Well, it's not. It's a heavy. If it is, it's not the kind of glassine that we normally think about and use, but that's what it says. So I've just used that in the center and tied my string. Now you can close this up, staple it up. You can't sew it up, but well, you could hand sew it up if you would like to close in the stitching. Of course, here's plain paper, Martha again, and here's the other part of the bill. This is getting really thick, and so on. And then here we have the third pocket. It's the same as the others. Now, I made these tags, or these pockets. These are pockets. And what this is a piece of cardstock, and I forget I don't know where it's a 6-inch pad, I think. It's a piece of cardstock, and it takes two pieces. And one piece, I put a book page on it and glue it down. And then I take another one and cut about a third of it off. And then I do a thumb pull here with my envelope punch board. And then this is just a little piece I cut out of somewhere. And then I did a zigzag stitch all the way around, and it is a pocket. It's a nice size pocket. You can glue them down, or which I didn't. I just put them in the pocket. It's a pocket in a pocket. And then this is just a tag that I made and copy dyed. So I put it in the pocket, and then the pocket in the pocket. This is just another little tag that I made with book paper on the front, You Could General on the back, with the Tim Holtz new little buggy stamps. I love the stamps. I don't like real bugs, but I like those. Here's another catalog page. Oh, you can see this catalog page. Martha Stewart. Here's another text spot on a ledger page. And I took a long strip of muslin and tore it clear across. I zigzagged all the way down. I cut it about and tore it about an inch wide, inch and a quarter, and zigzagged down all of it. And then I sewed it on the machine to the ledger paper, and then I put it on here and stapled it down. This is another piece of, oh, I stapled that to that. Oh, I didn't mean to. Well, I'll fix that. I won't tear it. Here's a little bird stamp. Here's another digital stamp. Is a bird as well. And then here's the back part of the cardstock. This is signature 4. This is another, this is signature 4. This is another hidden paper clip. And when you open it up, there again, they're all virtually. Now, this is another digital quote that says, anything of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothing. And I don't have who the author was, but okay. Then we have a ledger. Then we have the lace again. Then we have Martha. Martha's punch. I love this punch. She's gotten some new things back in Michael's. A few things. The punches are older. They only had a couple. This is a strip of when you have cutoffs of your coffee dyed papers. Well, I had these strips that were about 1.5 inches, and I took and stenciled all down the side, and then I took my serger. That's the serger stitch. If you look inside of your bought clothes, you'll see what that looks like. And then I glued it down to the edge of the paper. It doesn't tuck. It's all glued down. This is another catalog page. And this is another one of the fabrics that I like so well, or the material. This is a instruction on how to, see, boys washable suits. Oh dear, I bet those were S&C Bernstein, New York. 1909. Look at that. It's a bill. Martha. Another book page. Blank page. There's again the center of our signature. We go on book page. Another Martha. As I say, these are virtually all the same. Now we have another pocket, and I've got a little teapot down there. This one is this Project Life. That's what Wendy uses all the time. These are Project Life cards. This isn't. Oh, wait a minute. No, this isn't. This is another one of those coasters. One of those drink coasters that you get when you go out to have dinner and whatever. And I covered it with pattern paper. And then I took pattern paper and just cut it off to make a pocket. And then this is just a tag that I made and stamped the bird. Here's some eyelet trim that I got from A Tattered Dream, and that fits down in the pocket. I put paper on both sides, and this was my new template that I got, and it's a Donna Downing template script. So that was coffee dyed paper on that side. This was Tim Holtz. This is just a piece of fabric, and then I got Make Things Happen is one of those stamps that come on that stamp that I told you about. So that goes in this pocket. I made a ton of those. I have set. It's really funny because I should have been working on this, and I've been sitting and doing a lot of. There we go. There's a catalog, a lot of memorabilia, or a lot of ephemera. Plain page. We're back to Martha. Here's another, and this says "Enjoy Everything." Another one of those. I saw this lady on YouTube that was using this roller stamp type thing. And I think it's Project Life Gal that makes it. And she thought they'd quit making them. Well, I searched and searched, and then she searched and she found it online. I don't know, it was eBay, I think, I'm not, or Amazon, but the upshot is I did get one because I think they have quit making them. Here's another paper clip on the paper on the back of the well, it's not a journal. Yeah, it's like a journal. And then here again, I folded over the ledger. I stenciled there and then added there again. There's another one of those strips that I tore and I zigzagged along, and then I sewed it on. And then there again, I stapled it down with the brass staples. I love them. It's another digital stamp. And here's the end. Now, this is the beginning of our fifth signature. And then there again, we've got a tab with a crystal and a little. I love this page. This is Tim Holtz. I love the birds. So we open it up, and then there again, as I say, they're the same. Here's you can go back and change the beginning, but you can stand where you are and change the ending. C.S. Lewis. The digital quote. Here's the lace. Digital page, Martha's Punch, catalog page. They're all the same. There again, I'm running out of this, and I'm going to be so unhappy. Book page, Martha. And here's another. I worked on this for a good while. Here's the center of our last signature, and then here again, the bill. Look at the bill. Receipt. Paper, book page. Blank. Here's another one of the ledger that I folded over and I stapled and sewed down. As I say, I lay them out the same, but I embellish them different. Another catalog, Martha. And now here's the last pocket. This is a postcard. Got these at Hobby Lobby. They come in a pack. Just to stress it. This was just a piece of paper, and I was working on the, you can see the serger, the type of sewing. It closes seams in fabric in ready to wear clothes. If you look inside of your garments, good garments, they're usually serged. And it uses 4 spools of thread at one time. There's no bobbin. So I think for you that don't know what they are, I've had it for I've had 2. I've had this one about 10 years, and I quit sewing clothes years ago. But it was up on my cabinets, and I kept looking, and I thought, I wonder if that'll work. Well, it does, and I'm happy with it. Here's another digital stamp. I think that came from Mrs. Clog. And then here's the last of our book page. And then this again is the end papers like a boughten book. I put a pocket on this as well. This is all one piece. This is the way end papers are done in ready to make books. Now, what we usually do, we usually put in our spine or put in our pages, and then we put a piece of paper there and a piece of paper there. And you can see down in there, we use pretty papers or fabrics. This was not, this was inspired by Nick the Booksmith. She has not given a class or any instructions on how to do this. I did this on my own just by looking at books. I read books. I belong to a book club. I have books all over my house. I just looked at the end papers on my books and how they virtually were installed. I've also uh, taken books apart and used old antique type books, and I've shown those online as well. So that's the end papers, and this is, I made this. This is a Project Life card on front and back, and then this was inspired by Wendy, and then it's got a thumb pull. It's a pocket. This is another one that I used the serger on. Oh no, no, I take that back. This is zigzagged on the machine, and this was one design altogether. That's not separate, but to make it look separate, I went around it by itself, and then I put it on craft cardstock. So these just kind of slide in our back pocket. I wasn't going to put a pocket on the front and the back after using the end papers, and then I decided to. So the back is just plain. Oh, I've got on this. The back is just plain. Here's the rounded spine with the cheesecloth, and there are your signatures. I really like it. It's a chunky, and it does need a closure, as you can see. It was perfect till I started embellishing it. And here's and it's got the dangles, and then it's got the one little thing down. However, this is Sari Silk. It's a brown. I just got it. I don't know about it. I don't know. My lighting's not too good today. I don't know what's doing out there. So I haven't decided on this closure. I still don't want to. It's all right. I chose the brown. I've got brown and green and, of course, cream colored and white. But I chose the brown because I thought it lent itself to it. So there it is. I hope you like it. I have another video I'm going to do here in about 5 minutes. I ordered some things from Denise at there, and I'll show them to you later. And I made a little folio out of it. I've seen them used, and I didn't want to cover all because I love them. They're oh, I'll have to show it to you. I'm going to do it after I finish this one, so look out for it. I hope you like it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And if you are not following me, please do leave me comments below and tell me what you think if you do like it. I'm going to add this to my capturedonpaper.com is where I sell my books, and all of the price of my books includes shipping in the continental United States. So I'll have that down below, capturedonpaper.com. I have 2 more things to put on besides this. I did 2 videos, and I was going to add both of those, and I had just been really, really busy and didn't get them ordered. This video is going on pretty long. So I'm going to add virtually 3 new things. Capturedonpaper.com. If you go, and as I say, I'll have it down below. And there again, Wendy and Denise, The Tattered Dream, and Wendy's Journal Adventure is where some of these things inspired me, or where I bought some of these things. And I have so many things I've had for years that I use as well. So I thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you the next time in the next tutorial. Thank you. Bye-bye.